Let's dive deeper into this Howard women's basketball team and the success they've had so far this season. Now, the Lady Bison currently sit at 10-5 overall, and they're undefeated at home with a 4-0 record. At the time of this video, they are number 20 in the mid-major top 25 poll. They have wins over the Big 12, the Big East, the A10, the SWAC, the CAA, the MAAC, and at the time of one of their victories, they beat a mid-major top 10 team who was also receiving an AP top 25 vote. Now, what makes this team so special? And the first answer to that question is their depth. In all 15 games, at least 10 players have logged a minute for this team. And in 14 games, 11 or more players have logged minutes for this Bison team. And in at least 4 different games, Coach Ty Grace has shown us 4 different starting fives. And so they have 8 players who are averaging over 10 minutes a game, but they truly have shown that throughout different matchups and different points, they are willing to use their entire bench. And that is what you want. You want a team you can trust, where you can go to the last person and be like, we need you to go in now, and them give you quality minutes, whether it's 1, 10, or 28. You want a team you can trust that in different times throughout the game, you can call them up and they will be ready for that moment. So let's dive a little bit deeper into their roster, and we'll start with the forwards and post. We'll start it off strong with Zaniyah Thomas, who currently has 5 double-doubles on the season, and 13 out of 15 games she has scored in double figures for this team. She has made a massive jump from last season to this season within the Howard system of production and making immediate and long-lasting, consistent impact for this team. When we move to Niall Miller, who has started every single game this season. Now, Niall always has not been a player whose stats will jump out at the average viewer. But for people like me, I am a huge Niall Miller fan. She's top 20 in the nation in total amount of steals. She's averaging over to about 2.5 a game, and she is a player who is a cornerstone to the success of this Howard program. The things she does are so vital, whether it's tips, deflections, getting those steals, making the extra pass, extra possessions. She is just a phenomenal player. And what I've loved more, especially over these last couple of games, is she has been even more aggressive on the offensive end. She's shown she's not afraid to shoot the 3, to drive aggressive to the basket and finish, showing her post moves on the block and in the paint, hitting those mid-range shots. And that is truly what they need for her. From her, a Niall Miller who is aggressive and willing to score on the offensive end and having the confidence to do so. And then off the bench, we have Rain Durant, who throughout the season, she has given them a punch of scoring, very timely buckets. She's just not subbing in to just be a sub. She can come in, she has the block moves, she can finish around the rim, and so she is a true threat off the bench for these Bison. Now onto the guards for this Bison team. We'll start off strong with Zoe Stewart, who really excels in almost every single category for this team. She's shooting the 3 ball over 37%. I would love for her throughout the season to hit that 40%, but as a shooter, you really want to be between 35 and 40%. She can shoot it off the bounce. She can shoot it off the catch. She can work it to the mid-range. She really excels at getting her teammates involved, and I always see her being a leader on the floor, having those conversations, talking to her teammates, and that's what you want from your starting point guard. Then we go to Ariella Hennigan, who is a freshman coming off a 19-point performance against St. Bonaventures. She leads the team in assists at 2.2 assists per game. As the season has progressed, we've seen this true freshman really start to excel, build confidence, and she does not fear the moment at all. When you watch them play, she's aggressive on the offensive end. She will attack. She can dump it off. I love the player she is becoming in this system and seeing her get more and more comfortable in the role she has for this team. They also have Selah Hemingway, who I think is just a great teammate because she's willing to accept the roles of who she's playing around. So she can score the ball, but what she really excels at is knowing how to read and play off of her teammates. She knows when to backdoor cut and can finish around the rim. She knows when to stay on the perimeter during the drive so she can get that kick out. She sets really good screens. So she is very crucial to this team because she plays off of her teammates so extremely well. They also have April Edwards and Destiny Bynum Johnson, who both are shooting the three over 30%. And that's what you want. You want multiple shooting threats, multiple players who can hit that shot, especially when you have post players who can post up on the block and require that double team. When you kick it out, you want them to be able to knock that jumper down. The team, they shoot the three at about 30.9%, which you can't be too mad about. That's pretty solid. They average over 10 steals a game and over 11 assists a game. So those are great stats, and you want to see them in the double digits. Another thing that makes this team so special and having the success that they've had is all the defensive schemes that Coach Grace has them in. We'll see them in a 1-2-2 press with Niall Miller at the top, and then a few possessions later, they're in a 2-2-1. Then we'll see them in different zones in the half court, and then they'll switch to a man-to-man switching defense. And what I really love about this team is due to their depth, they will truly exacerbate all their energy on the defensive end. It's rare that you'll see a Lady Bison second guess themselves on the defense because they're always talking and communicating. Like, they talk every single defensive possession, even the players on the bench. They'll commit to the double team, they'll commit to the switch, and that is what you want to see. And in a few games, their defense has been what has kept them in it. When their offense wasn't clicking, their defense was staying solid, staying aggressive, and the reason why they were able to have that grace period of their offense not being what it needed to be. Lastly, what I've loved about this Howard team and what I think has been an important factor in their success is no matter who's on the floor, who's on the bench, they're always engaged. The bench is always cheering, they're always standing up, they're always bringing energy, and so are whatever five is on the floor. It really is a team, and that is what you want, and that's why we're seeing this early success. From 1 to 13, they're always engaged in the game. So shout out to Howard Women's Basketball Program, the success they've had so far. I see them continuing to build it and absolutely dominating MEAC play. So make sure you tune in, you watch, and you support the Lady Bison.